Can you hear me?
Yes,
Is that better?
I think so.
That sounds better, Mike.
Can you talk a little bit? You tell me how your day was, Shiana.
Day was
What'd you have for
great.
breakfast?
Woke up. I had a shake and a smoothie and a cookie. How about that? Woke up in clean clothes and folded and mopped the floor. How does that sound?
Good. How's your
Okay.
Wi-Fi connection over there?
The Wi-Fi is great, but yet I'm noticing on my home computer is kind of getting a little iffy. I guess everybody's at home on the goddamn Wi-Fi.
I know.
Happens.
I mean, it sounds like a little choppy, but what do you think, Mike? It sounds.
I
okay
think
to
it's
you?
fine. I'm gonna do some edits and post. It's the best we can do right now. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. So what we'll do is we'll do 10 seconds. What time is it? 1:56. Yeah, we could do we'll do 10 seconds of silence so we can get started.
Is it going to be visual too? Are they going to see?
It's just the visual. Only the audio is going out, but I just like to see you.
Got it.
It's
Okay.
just easier. We could have a nice conversation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a picture at the end of the screen with me and you. I have a whole thing.
Okay, cool.
It'll be good.
Cool.
And
Well,
I'm gonna
thank you again.
I'll do my introduction. All right. So should we be quiet, Mike? Or
Yeah, I'm about to give me 1 second and put my program up. All right, we are good to go on my end. Just give me 10 seconds of silence. I'm gonna
do you drop off this picture?
Yep. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. 10 seconds of silence starting now.
Hey guys, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. We are here. We are sitting down. And we are here with a very special guest today. The one and only cookie lady, Miss Shiana White. Let's just start with saying you're the cookie lady.
I am the cookie lady. It's funny because everybody says cookie lady, but I believe that I am the cookie lady. See, I am the one and only. And it's Shiana, David. It's Shiana, doll.
I knew that because it's spelled S-H. Did I just say Shiana?
You did. It's okay.
Oh
my name is chopped and screwed. It's all right. It's all good.
This is what's happening with quarantine. I'm like, I've written your name down a million times, and it's spelled Shiana. So I'm an idiot. This is because you see that I'm drinking coffee and I haven't had enough coffee.
Look at that cup. You have been drinking.
This is what happens when you're stuck inside. But I would say you're the most famous cookie lady right now.
Right.
From really the highest rated Housewives franchise that is out there, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I love it. I'm so pleased and grateful to be a part of that, seeing that, everything just kind of lined and just manifested.
Things have gotten out of control for a minute, right?
It got out of control, but that's what life happens. That's what happens. We got to go crazy in order to get back in order. So,
kind of
Donald Trump moment for a minute.
Kind of. So I figured, listen, we have a lot of Real Housewives of Atlanta to get into, but I want to start with you. Like, tell me about Shiana. Like, where are you from? Where did you grow up? See, I'm like more than just sensational headlines here.
I love it. Well, I am from Los Angeles, California. I grew up pretty much everywhere, but basically South Central, West Los Angeles as well. Lived there pretty much all my life, kind of with parents. We kind of were flying here and there, living about Phoenix, Arizona. We did Kentucky and we did Vegas, but we were pretty much grounded in LA.
And then how did you end up in Atlanta?
Funny, I have always been attracted to Atlanta. It was always something that every time I would hear Atlanta, I would get some type of synergy throughout my body, throughout life. Was in a relationship for 8 to 10 years with this guy, had a horrible breakup, was taken care of for all those years. So of course I had to get back on my feet. So I figured I could not find a place in LA or Vegas, nowhere. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go to Atlanta. Let's try Atlanta out. Let's see what it has to offer us. I mean, if it doesn't work, well, we can always come back to LA. Came here and it has been blessings on blessings the moment I got off the plane. You hear me? This is the place for me.
Really? So you don't miss LA or Vegas or anything?
I miss LA, but I mean, I can get there. It's a flight away. So when I do go to LA, I just go hang out with family and I go to all my food restaurants and then I'm good. I'm ready to get back home.
That makes sense. And what was I going to ask you? So growing up, you went, through school, like, did you always, like, how did you get into cookies? Did you always know you wanted to do something with baking?
Not ever. I'm the oldest of 5 kids. I have 4 children of my own. So I've always been in the kitchen, cooking, baking, and just creating things. Throughout life, though, I always bake cookies for my siblings. Whenever we were an award show, the universe, the pageants, the awards, the movie, all that, everything that had to do with television, and we had to sit down and just kind of just watch and be an audience. I always bake cookies for my siblings. So, and I would always follow a recipe too. It got to a point where it was like, you know what? I think I figured out what type of cookie that I want, and I cannot find it anywhere. So, coming out the horrible relationship, I had just baked cookies for me and my children and my son. I'm like, son, we've got to think of $1 million company. Like, I cannot continue to allow this man to take care of us. And I'm stressed at 4:30 because a bill hasn't been paid that needs to be paid at 5 o'clock. Like, we've got to think of a business. And at the moment, my son holds up a cookie like, Mom, cookies and milk. I'm like, Corey, really? Cookies? Really? Thought about it for days. And I said, we can customize some cookies. I can get the next Miss Fields. They're customizing pizza. They're customizing ice cream sandwiches. You can get to go you want on your hamburger. Why can't you choose one in your cookie? Voila.
That's true. Now, that is true. I've seen some of your cookies online. They look delicious.
Thank you.
I mean, so when did you open A Hot Cookies?
I opened in Vegas, actually. I want to say 2012. I opened in Vegas, got some gigs on the Strip. I was I was delivering cookies to the Sugar Factory. I did their whole display. Got a gig it's called the Meatball Spot. They had ice cream sandwiches. They had like 6 ice cream sandwiches on the menu. I did all the cookies for that. I was selling out on the Strip. I was bringing back cookies 2-3 times a day. To where I was like, I really have something here. This is really, really neat. And I really didn't feel like I can grow in Vegas. I'm like, I don't really want to be in Vegas. This is where you get it rich and then you come here and buy a home and just live. This isn't for me right now. So packed up, came to Atlanta. And like I said, I've been blessed ever since.
And tell us about, like, what are your favorites in your shop? I mean, I'm sure you love everything, but like, what are some of the best sellers? Because the pictures look delicious.
Thank you. And I've got to send you some too, David. But,
I'll take them.
Please do. Being a lady, I'm so moody every day. I want something different, especially when it's that time of the month. So right now I'm on my snickerdoodle cookie, but I've been on the Oreo white chocolate. I mean, it's just like, I'll go through like 2 weeks of just wanting just this one cookie. And then the next week I want something else. So the cookie pie is like, OMG, that's so good. We just started doing some cookie cake pops. So I've been in love with those. So I'm just like in love with my own stuff. It's so crazy. I'm getting high off my own supply.
The Oreo white chocolate sounds delicious. I love white chocolate.
Oh my God, you would love this white chocolate. This is like the Rolls Royces of white chocolates. It's a sprinkle white chocolate that's amazing. We do a red velvet white chocolate. And then you can customize. You might want to come in and want a sprinkle white chocolate with some gummy bears in it. We'll make it up for you.
So then we'll get into some of the meaty stuff, but like, how are you holding up during quarantine and how is your business holding up? Because I'm in New York and like I have friends with small businesses or, even big businesses. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness. So I went from selling out daily, crowded shop to here I am doing to-go orders. I want to do to-go orders because I have an older mother that she's not 100%, but she's about 95. And then I have children. So it's like, I don't really want to make $1 and jeopardize my health and then my family's health just by making $1. So
I know.
I was doing the shipping, but then I got to the point where, okay, if I'm making the product and then I have my employees go to the post office, it's just like a big ugly circle to where it's like, you know what, let's just cut it all out right now. I'm comfortable. I have a great support system. We can just relax, take advantage of this time, and just get this world back healthier again.
And hopefully it'll happen sooner than later.
Yeah.
Are you going stir crazy yet?
Oh, no, I'm not, because I'm already a homebody. So this is just like, this is our life. The boys, though, my boys, we've gotten, I have 2 sets of kids. I have a 25 and an 18-year-old, and then I have a 9 and 10. So my 18 and 25-year-old, to their mom, I was at the house cooking every day, making homemade pastas, making making homemade butter, to where now I have a business to where these sets of children, we're eating out all the time. So now we're in the house cooking. They're like, can we go out and get something to eat? I'm like, we cannot do none of that. I'm cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and dessert.
It's a lot safer that way. It's a lot safer.
It is. But one thing about it, our house is clean and clothes are folded and great. I love it.
I have friends that are homebodies, and I think that they are just like, this is just normal. Like, they don't feel it. I am feeling it. I am not a homebody.
Really?
I'm comfortable being alone, love being alone, but I'm feeling it, yes.
You're feeling it.
I live like the typical single New York lifestyle. Like, I'm out every night.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like a social person.
It's a lot of friends that I know that are really, really, they're single and they go out a lot, and they're like, what am I going to do? They want to just sit on the phone and talk all night. I'm like, look, I'm trying to go to bed. I've got to get up and make buttermilk pancakes in the morning. I cannot be up on the phone all night.
No. And I'm really not. Yeah. I'm like, okay. The good thing is I've been working. So like, that's the good part. I've been doing things like this. So now being in Atlanta, I know how it is in New York. So now when they were casting the Housewives originally, way, way back, season 1, 12 years ago, was there a buzz in Atlanta? Like, did you know a lot of the people that were in the mix? Like, was there a buzz like, oh, this casting company's coming to town?
No.
You're shaking your head. No.
Nothing. I've just always been a fan of the Housewives. Especially in the beginning. I love when Kim was on there. I love when Phaedra was on there. I love when Lisa was on there. So, and I love the cast now. I really, really do. So I've always watched. I've always been a fan, but I've never thought or even imagined that I would be on the show. But I guess the universe had another plan for me.
Yes, and later we're going to get into one of your quotes. There's a lot of quotes that you put out that I am all about. I'm all about them because one of them I'm like, I kind of have the same philosophy. So we're going to get into that. It's really, I can tell you're very much like, the universe has its way of working itself out, and what was meant to be is.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
In life,
that's life. Once you kind of get in tune with whom you are and just life in general, understand a different aspect, and you can look at things in different windows, and then you understand yourself, the reason why you're here, and the reason why why there is life.
Well, I still can't even believe what you just said, which I didn't know, because you're like in your 40s. I've done my research. I can't believe you have 4 kids. You look like, wow.
Thank you. And thanks. I'm assuming it's my grandmother. She's a little French lady. So she had 5, super thin, little. My mother has 5, super thin, little. It's just in us. I love the bug. Everybody, you have a bug in your stomach that's just like eating away. Well, thank you. I love that bug.
That's good. Listen, that is good. I do not have the bug, but I am a fan of everyone that has the bug. So you didn't know so for all these others, so you didn't really know anyone. Like, you didn't know like Nene, Cynthia, you didn't really know this crowd in past seasons.
Well, in the past seasons, not at all. Just, just with the shop now, Cynthia happens to just be in the same building as me. But before this, no, I didn't know anyone, know of anything, just what I've seen on the show.
Interesting. And so you're a fan, like, you watch the show like prior?
I do watch the show, but I haven't been watching it the last few years, but because I've been so busy and I'm not at home with the kids like I used to be. But seeing that, I see Cynthia at the shop, and I've kind of like glanced and will look at it. And my mother and friends and family, they all look at it. But I don't even have time to watch TV anymore. I'm like cooking and baking. I'm at the shop.
I get it. So you're not like there watching all these other shows on Bravo, Shaw's Sunset and Vanderpump, like you're out living your life.
I'm living my life, but I do watch my LA shows. I do like the Housewives of Beverly Hills. I keep up with all my LA stuff. Like I am a loyal California girl.
The LA stuff is good. Vanderpump
Yes.
Shaw's
Yes.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Excellent show.
Love it.
You know, the crazy thing is, though, out of all the Housewives, Atlanta is by far the highest rated. By far.
That is something else. It's all the drama, though, because that's what everybody wants. They want the drama. It's exciting to them. It gives them life. They get to live in someone else's life while they're at home watching television. So I think that's what it is.
I mean, and I have to say, you know, like it's had its ups, it's had its this season. Oh my God. I literally think this is the best season as a viewer of the Real Housewives in Atlanta in like years and years and years.
Wow, that is so beautiful. And I love Kenya. Kenya, she brings a lot to the table. She's super hot and fiery. So, I mean, people, they live for drama. So once the drama is brought to them, then they want, but this is what you guys live for.
Well, I was just going to say part of the reason why it's such a great season is the gift from above that is Miss Kenya Moore. Like an actual, like here is reality TV and here are the people that are made for reality TV and Kenya is in the top of that list.
Yep. She knows what she's there for. She knows what she's supposed to do and she does it very well.
Yeah, very well. So to segue, I was going to just, for anyone living under a rock, I was just going to give a little bit of the backstory to everyone listening, just to recap what has happened involving you this season.
Got it. Go for it.
A very quick recap. This is very broad in overview. So basically, Kenya and Tanya just apparently have a thing, and they're not really in love with each other. Kenya basically said to Tanya, yes, I'm looking at notes. I mean, I've watched the whole season, but Kenya basically said to Tanya,
I believe her name is Tanya. Let me correct you. Her name is Tanya.
What the hell is wrong with me today?
But you know what? It's funny because Wendy Williams, she was calling her Tanya too.
See, there you go. And by the way, I watched the season. I watch every minute of it. But Tanya, yeah, okay, you're right, Tanya. So basically, Kenya said to Tanya that your fiance Paul basically like cheated on you, was flirting with someone else, et cetera, et cetera. I don't, period. Then that obviously upset Tanya. Then Tanya, to basically add in retaliation, brings Kenya's wig, which she left in Toronto, home to her. Kenya left her wig behind, and this is a big deal to Kenya because Kenya apparently has claimed in the past that she does not wear wigs and all her hair is her own. So that just added fuel to the fire. And then basically Kenya at this lunch is like, you're going to bring my wig home. Well, now I'm going to go one better, and I'm going to bring this supposed person that Paul was flirting with, had an affair with, whatever, to the lunch. And that would be Shiana White. That would be you, the cookie lady. And the quote from Kenya is, since Tanya came for me and I did not send for her, I sent for the cookie lady, and now she's here for Tanya, which is a great quote.
Right.
So enter you. So now you are at this lunch, right?
Right.
So at this point, prior to this lunch, so you now know Cynthia and Kenya, you kind of fell in with them in Atlanta?
They came into the shop, they filmed in the shop, and then prior to that, just dealing with Cynthia, I had been, we have our shop in the same building. I'm dealing with her sister, her employees. We're back and forth. So I'll back up a little bit.
I'm just curious how you met them.
So my shop, Hot Cookie, is in the Beacon, which is where the wine cellar is of Cynthia's. Like I said, everything happens for reasons. Prior to all of this, me and my sister had went out and was having dinner with some friends of ours at a private restaurant. It's four of us at the table. We're eating, having dinner casually, having a great time. We see a crowd of people come in. When the crowd of guys, it's about 9-10 men. They come in, they sit like over behind, not in front of us, but behind our table. While I'm sitting there talking, and my sister's head is to me, the two guys are on the side. So I see the whole crowd of the table of these men. I see them very clear. But I'm noticing this one guy, everybody's talking, but this one guy is literally turned away from the whole crowd and is just like staring at me. So I'm feeling this energy because, of course, I feel energy. I'm not a dummy. I see this man. I glance. I look. Okay, nothing about it. I'm still talking. I'm still seeing him there. All his friends are up, loud, moving. So at this moment, he's like, he nods his head like, what's up? And I'm like, oh my God, that's so disrespectful. So I keep talking. So I'm so uncomfortable to where I said, excuse me, I'm gonna go to the restroom. I get up, go to the restroom. He follows me to the restroom. I'm at the back at the stall. There's 2 bathrooms in the back. One is broke, so we're waiting for the stall. He's standing there talking to me forever, to where it's like, dude, if you don't get back to this table, because if my friend comes around here, it's not gonna be a pretty sight. So why don't you go back to your table? So I hurry up, give him a business card. I'm like, I know you from somewhere. You look familiar. I'm like, are you from LA? He's like, no, I'm not from LA. I'm, I live here in Atlanta and I do real estate. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I go in the restroom, use the restroom. I call my sister to the bathroom, like, come back here. I'm like, who is this guy? She's like, he looks so familiar. I don't know who he is. I'm like, I don't know either. So we go back out, finish having dinner. As we're standing up, hugging each other to say goodbye, he's like, please don't leave. Like, stay, please don't leave. What's up? I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, baby sister, would you like to stay? And she's like, sure, I would like to stay. And the guys were like, are you going to be okay? There's a lot of men in here. I'm like, I'm a big girl. I can handle this. So at this moment, I pick my scotch up and I walk over towards the bar and I sit at a table at the bar. He comes right over, sits at the table with me. My sister's at the bar ordering her drink. One of his friends are he's kind of like standing there trying to talk to my sister, but my sister's not talking to him. She's just like, whatever. So the guy kind of sits there, he walks off, and then me and Paul, we're sitting there talking for the longest, to where I kind of lost interest because I wasn't really attracted to him. His conversation was super boring. He's like, I have no children. Of course, I'm a mother of 4. He's like, I have no pets. I don't even own a plant. So I'm like, dude, what are we going to do together? Like, I'm family oriented. Even if we were to become friends, what the hell are we going to do together? You're into real estate, dude. Like, what are we going to do? So we kind of like, okay, well, have a good one. Talk to you later. But he's hitting on me the whole evening. Like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. That bag, those shoes, that skin. This, how many kids? Do you want more kids? It's just like, I'm not a dummy. I know when someone's hitting on me.
Yeah.
So he was so hitting on me. So I asked him, are you single? He's like, yeah, I'm single. I'm like, oh, okay. So when we leave, my sister, of course, she's like a millennium. She's on the computer, on her phone, like, who is this person? She's like, I found him. His name is Paul Green. I think he's a judge, or Paul Judge or something. I'm like, oh, really? She's like, Shiana, his woman is one of the housewives. I'm like, shut up. No, this bastard did not come and just, are you real? All he had to say was, yeah, I have a woman. I'm engaged. I'm just out casually talking, just having a good time. Just be honest if that's what it is. But if that's not what it is, then do what you're here to do, buddy.
Yeah.
So that was that. The next thing you know, I'm at the shop. I see Cynthia. I'm walking in the shop every day. And of course, in my mind and my body, I feel like, every time I see this lady, I think of this situation. And I'm like, I've got to let this lady know something, because it's only a matter of time before Paul and this lady, Tanya, walks in here, seeing that all the ladies are in and out, in and out. So, of course, I'm like, let me say something to her or to them before the man walks in, and then I don't say anything. And then by me not saying anything, I look like a tramp, or the things could look worse. So I'm like, let me just say something, just being a grown woman and just letting, hey, this is what happened. But it just happened to happen when I'm thinking that they're unmiked, the cameras are gone. Perfect time. Let me let the ladies know.
And I think that's the key part too, is like, you did it when there was no cameras.
They had finished taping. There was cameras on. The cameras were gone. Their producers were gone. I could have swore their mics were off. My mic was off for sure. So in the midst, I'm like, hey, ladies, do you guys know this guy named Paul? Well, in the midst of me talking, when I said, your friend Paul, and I like stretched his name out, I had noticed a phone on the floor. So at that point, my mind was like, should you continue or should you stop? But I'm like, damn, I've already went this far. I might as well continue. So I just continued to talk. That's why I stretched his name out.
So wait, there was just a phone laying on the floor?
It was a phone laying on the floor that I'm assuming that one of the producers laid it down to record what was happening in the shop.
Do you see my mouth is like dropped open?
Yes.
Wow.
But It's juicy drama, what the show wants, what the audience wants, what the producers are looking for. So it was just like it was just the timing, and it just lined up correctly.
So basically, like, it was you and Cynthia
And Kenya.
And the producers left, and there was a phone, and it was not Cynthia's or yours or Kenya's. The producers left the phone with a recording and or a video.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So that's how I got thrown in the basket. And then another thing, I was never intended to hurt this girl's feelings. That was not my intentions. It wasn't to throw it in her face. It was just to get it off my chest as a woman dealing with other women, seeing that I've been in that situation before. I would want somebody to say something to me or bring it up.
Right. I mean, that was your point also, just kind of like, I'm just telling you what happened.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what happened. So when I get the phone call from Kenya, like, hey, we're going to have lunch today. I would like for you to come to lunch. Tanya's going to be there. I'm like, oh, cool, perfect. I'll come in, not knowing that they're arguing, that they're at the table going through their whatever they're going through. I had no clue of all this. I'm thinking I'm coming in to casually talk to this lady woman to woman. I didn't know that I was getting thrown under the bus, which is fine, because I jumped from underneath the bus and got up with scrapes and bruises and bandaged myself up and walked off. But I had no clue what I was walking into. But I feel that I handled it correctly. It was cut. The edit was cut for drama. And here I am.
Did you know it was being filmed before you went to the lunch?
Oh, definitely. I definitely knew it was being filmed. Definitely knew that, but I did not know what I was getting into. I didn't know it was like, hey, drama. I came in like, hey, dessert's on me, thinking like, hey, it's going to be some sweet stuff. It's all good.
And like during the lunch, you basically said like, why are you getting upset with me, Tanya? I'm just kind of telling you what happened. You then did say, like, well, don't get upset with me because I'm more gorgeous than you, which is kind of a great line. I
didn't say more. I said, Tanya, don't be mad at me because I'm gorgeous and your man happened to glance this way. She was getting loud. Now, don't forget, it's a show, so it's cut up. So she's getting loud over there, and they're not showing her loudness. They want her to be portrayed as this pretty little... They're not showing her loudness to where I had to tell her, honey, calm down, relax. Don't be mad at me. I just happened to come in here and let you know what's happening in your life that you obviously don't know about, that you should know about if you're sleeping with someone. I let it be known at the table, hey, look, I'm all down for open relationships. If that's what you guys have, let it be known. If you don't, then it seems like you guys need to have this discussion because he's definitely in an open relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I got the sense you were just trying to tell her what was going on.
Put it on the table. That's it. And everybody took it the wrong way and made it seem like I'm just this bad guy. I started a mess. I said I was prettier than her. No, Kenya said that I was more beautiful than her, that I was naturally beautiful. I never said that I was prettier than her, which is no comparison. But she's a very pretty girl. But yet your man obviously thought something too, because he was all over me.
Right. Which obviously she's since denied.
Yes.
I mean, she did this Instagram live where she's like, nothing happened and blah, blah, blah. And you slipped into his DMs and you gave the card.
Yeah, and I did. When I found who he was, I did slide into his DM and I just let him know, hey, it was nice meeting you last week. Just to let him know, buddy, I know who you are. You don't do real estate. I know exactly who you are.
Right.
And we're going to see each other again one of these days. That was just all I had. That was just like, hey.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if I wanted him, I would have got him that night. He would be paying bills by now.
I'm sure. I'm sure. And right. So, I mean, here you are. Were you shocked? Like, oh my God, like I am in the middle of a whole storyline on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And I live in Atlanta and I've known about this show and how the hell did this happen? All I was doing was having a drink. I mean, it's kind of, to your point, the universe just has its own plan.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's okay because one thing about it, business has soared. I have been, I've had a lot of people in the shop, a lot of sales. So I'm pleased. I mean, I think everybody got a little bit out of it. Bravo got something out of it. The audience, the girls on the show, me, we all got something out of it. So I'm pleased. I'm good.
Like, what do you think the girls on the show got out of it?
Well, they got more eyes to view the show. For one, they got more things to talk about. Tanya, she happened to get a storyline because she was just on the show,
Right,
she
like
was
she's
able
been
to
around for a lot of seasons on the show, and
right.
this is kind of the first a lot of people are really realizing that Tanya's been around for years.
Yeah, right. And I think I did a great deal for her as well. She happened to go on Andy Live after all this happened. She hasn't been on there. So I think it was a blessing in disguise for everybody.
I think so. And you saw like a huge soar in business. I mean, I would assume.
Definitely.
Listen, I don't know who's coming to Atlanta that now doesn't want to go and have a cookie by the cookie lady.
Yeah, they come in like, oh, we've got to have a cookie by the cookie lady. I have a lot of people with negativeness as well. They call in, they say ugly stuff. They're on my Yelp, just leaving horrible reviews. They've never come into the shop, but it's just like, you know what? I can handle the negativity. And, God didn't get me this far to stop me and leave me here. So it's okay. I can handle the hate. I can handle the negativity. And anybody that's been into the shop and knows these cookies know that there's some good ass cookies.
Yeah, I mean, they look delicious online.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, right. So that's what I was going to say. Like, that was the thing. So that was that. And then I guess from that lunch, Kenya kind of sided with you. I mean, Kenya is still like, but right. That was the outpour. So like, right. You got a lot of hate online, like people saying, which listen, I've gotten a lot of hate online. I think these people that hate online, it's a bunch of trolls in a basement that have no life. So I agree with you. You just felt like you got a lot of hate. A lot of people were like, you're a fame whore. You wanted to come on just for screen time, which to my point, this whole conversation, you didn't need, there was no filming. It's like you could have done it on camera.
I could have
you
been
really want, yeah.
Yes, I could have been what I could. Even after the lunch had finished and airing wasn't, all the ladies at the table said, Shiana, you handled this very well. You were very classy. Tanya even was okay with it. I noticed that at the end, everybody was kind of grabbing cookies, and I seen Eva asked her for a cookie. Did you want a cookie? She's like, no, I don't want a cookie. So when everything's over, I get up, I say bye to all the ladies. I go to Tanya, like, Tanya, I noticed that you didn't want a cookie, but I still think it was, it was really sweet for us to have finally been able to meet and, me tell you what's going on. She hates me. And it's okay. She's not the first one, and she will not be the last.
Well, and it's funny how, like, then Eva, it's because this whole season, there's a funny thing about Eva being pregnant. All she wants to do is eat. Did you see how she's like, the cookie lady's messy, but this is a damn good cookie. You should, I mean, I'll take that, right?
Right. I'll take it. It's all good. And, I mean, you've seen how Cynthia came back for the cookie. She left out and then came back. So
that was hilarious as well. Like, it's these, I'm like, these are the things that, because of what I do, that I noticed, right? Cynthia walks in and she's like, I already have the cookies. All Cynthia cared about was bringing the cookies home.
Right. She was about to get on a plane and leave. So she's like, perfect.
She's like, give me those cookies.
And
but so
get the cookies. They love them.
And I saw like then a lot of people were starting to leave like negative Yelp reviews. And I think your comeback was great. You're like, sorry you weren't happy with my appearance last night on RHOA.
Yeah, sorry that you're not happy and things didn't go your way, but you still want this cookie in your mouth. You know you do.
It's true. It is true.
It is.
And then let me just see what else I can say. Right. Like, I mean, I saw a quote too that you basically said like you would take the hate because like everything happens for a reason, which that's how I believe the world works too. Like, I mean, listen, I even feel that way. And not to get deep, but like even about Corona, this is a horrible experience. I am miserable. But I feel like if people come out of this having learned something, like to appreciate life more, maybe that was what this was all for, because we all spend, and listen, I am the first guilty person. I mean, I spend all day on Instagram and in my phone. You know what I mean? So maybe this is a way to teach all of us just to like slow the fuck down and like have meaningful conversations. And the world has gotten too out of control with digital technology, and we have to like actually appreciate. I'm telling you, that is my takeaway from all of this. That it's like slow down, people.
You gotta pull some positivity out of any and everything, and understand why it's happening, because you're not the only one that's going through it.
Totally. And then, so what about all of this, right? So you had all this hate online, you handled all of the hate. Then what about all the people that then doubled down on Twitter? I mean, I'm sure you've seen all the articles, you know, where now they're like, okay, well, you were arrested for fraud, and they're taking like this picture, this mugshot of you that you were charged with like credit card theft or identity theft, one of those. What about all of that?
Well, that was me being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Being in Atlanta, I've noticed that when one person gets charged for something and they do the crime, whomever is with them, they get charged with the same thing. Now, me, I was getting a dining room table as somebody told me they were doing some things. They said, hey, can you give me a dining room table? I'll give you half the money for it. So I went to go pick up the dining room table, and they arrested me and charged me with the same thing that the person came in earlier and did. So that's what that was. I hadn't committed a crime, but yet I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Prior to years ago, I mean, I was born kind of into, my father was a big time criminal. He was on American Most Wanted at one time. So I kind of, you know, followed in his footsteps for a while until I realized and figured this is not for me. I don't like the energy. I don't like the feeling that it's giving me. I want to change my life around. I don't want to deal with anybody that's illegal. I don't want any illegal activity around me, any of that. So I had made a vow to myself and God. And then when I went back to buy an illegal table, I think that was God in the universe letting me know, hey, you made a vow to me and you broke the vow. So we're going to punish you right now for this. So I was just a punishment. That was a slap. I got a nice little back slap because I knew I shouldn't have been around that. And I just felt kind of weak and wanted to buy something really expensive, really cheap.
And it was a table. What? It was just a table that was like illegal, like a stolen table or something to that effect.
Yeah, it was a table that somebody had purchased off of a stolen credit card, so it was already purchased. So it's sitting there waiting. I went to go pick it up. I guess they had found out everything that had happened. Police was there, followed me, took me to jail.
Oh, I see. So you were picking it up for someone else.
I was picking it up for myself. I had somebody else buy it for me. I'm like, if you're doing all this ugly stuff, why don't you go get this table for me for $7,000 and I'll give you $3,500 for it. And that's what happened.
Right.
So I look like a criminal, which is okay. I'm not the first. As long as I didn't mess with any children and I haven't murdered anybody, I just picked up some items. That was it.
Exactly. And listen, we all have things. Like, listen, I am the most non-judgmental person.
Love it. Thank you.
I mean, yeah. Like, we are all human beings. I mean, here I am this is what I do for a job, and I just mispronounced your name and Tanya's name. So look at me. I'm not perfect either. But I do. Well, you know, I mean, no, I mean, we all have things. I mean, I think it's true what I've said. Like, even like you look at like Teresa Giudice, like, if anyone goes on a reality show, like no matter what, every single thing, it scares me. Like, I mean, I don't know what I did in my life. Like, I've done a lot of, I mean, nothing necessarily comes to mind, but like, man, every little thing comes out.
Right. Everything comes out. And it's okay because it just lets you know that this is reality. It's real life. You know, you can get on Instagram and all these things and just live this fake life and people don't know who you really are. I mean, hey, I have a story to tell. Listen, learn from me and be a better person than me. And it doesn't, you know, everybody makes mistakes. The mistake is not really the big deal. I think what determines who you are is how you handle the mistake after it's done.
Totally. You know, well, like that's what they say. They're like, it's not how you fall, it's how you get up.
See, I like that. I never really heard that one, but I like that. So
yeah, they're like, it's not how you fall, it's how you get up. It's true. It's like, it's how you go on in life after that, I think.
I look at Martha Stewart. Hey, she went to prison. She's a marijuana smoker. She's fine.
She has moved on from it.
Moved on. Life is grand. She's with Snoop now, backing it up. You hear me?
Seriously. Seriously. So what was I going to say? So right, so I saw that. So this is where the Twitter universe goes, you know. So
yeah, they try to bring you down, just to just bring some hype, and it's okay. You're not going to hurt me. You're not going to tear me down. You're not going to break my spirit. One thing about me, I'm very strong. I've been through so much in life, so I can handle this.
That's a good way to be, because a lot of people aren't like that. One little thing that's said about them online and they crumble, and it's then you shouldn't. So what is your current, so like as far as like Kenya, do you still like, are you still in touch with Kenya? Like, are you friendly with any of the ladies now?
Yeah, me and Kenya, we're friendly. We have a good relationship. We're pretty cool. Cynthia, I see her at the shop. We don't talk over the phone. If I was to see any of the other girls, I'm sure it'd be like, hey, how are you? I haven't met any of them but Eva and Tanya. Eva, I know she's from California. So, you know, us California girls, we're loyal. But, you know, I'm sure there's plenty of respect there. I would love to see what this next season brings and entails, and as well as a reunion.
I mean, yeah, is there going to be a reunion? That's what I mean, there's all this stuff. I don't know about Corona. I thought there might be. I mean, I hope there's a reunion.
Well, they were planning on taping the reunion a couple of weeks ago. I want to say like a week or a week and a half ago, and then they canceled it. And then 2-3 days later, Andy came out. So it's a horrible situation right now. But I'm sure they're gonna have to do the reunion. If it's gonna be over the phone, over Skype, it's gonna have to be done.
I think you're going to be part of the reunion. I think you should be. That's what I think. So you've never met. No, I mean, like, you're part of this major storyline.
Right. Thank you so much.
So you've never met Nene.
I haven't met Nene. It was a point when they were taping last season. Nene and Marlo wanted to come to the shop. I was told by one of the producers, but I was out of town. So they didn't make it to the shop. So I haven't met them just yet. But I've noticed that Nene's saying some ugly things about me, which is okay. It's fine. She doesn't know me yet. You know, well, once she knows me, then I'm sure her eyes and her mind will be a little different. If it's not, hey, to each his own. But I mean, I'm looking forward to meeting them all, honestly.
And what about Marlo? Do you have any thoughts about Marlo?
No, I like Marlo. I like them all. Marlo, hey, she has her mugshot surfacing. You know, I like Marlo. I like them all. I like all the girls.
That's good.
Yeah.
But you're closest maybe with Kenya.
Yeah,
possibly.
I'm closest with Kenya right now. Exactly.
That's good. I mean, hopefully your shop will open up soon. I mean, I guess Atlanta, do they know? I mean, the more I read every day, the more I'm just like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
You don't know what to believe. And every day it's something new. First, the kids were going to be out of school until Easter break. Now they might just be out for the rest of the school year. Just heard that an hour ago. So yeah, it's really ugly. I'm noticing all these restaurants are doing takeout and pickup. I think they should shut everything down. Everything needs to be shut down. Take your tail home and sit the hell down.
I agree with you. I mean, I'm miserable, but this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, yeah, I mean, everyone keeps saying like New York, New York. I'm like, it's not just New York City. It's the whole freaking country. Like, there's a lot of cases in New York because there's a million people here. But yesterday I saw online, there's this picture of people like on one of the piers in New York, and it was really crowded. People working out. And I'm like, I'd like to go work out too. I haven't worked out in 2 weeks. It's not happening. I'm not working out for months. It just is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, I went to my mom's house the other day and I drove by Piedmont Park and it was so crowded. The boys are like, let's go. I'm like, no, we're not. Did you guys not see all that in the air? You might not see it, but I feel it. We're not getting out this car. They need to go home. Yeah, it's ugly, but
it's just better safe than sorry.
Yes. So good you're at home.
I'm at home. So what's next for you? When this is over, you're going to go back to your store. You're going to go back to your shop.
It's funny because the moment this kind of happened, I had just signed a deal with a few restaurants in the Hartsfield airport. I'm doing desserts for some restaurants in there. But seeing that the airport is going crazy, I was just like, let's just hold out on the delivery until everything kind of comes back to normal. So I have some new things going on when everything does come back to normal. And I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you have any desire to like ever franchise, open up in other locations? Or are you like...
Definitely want to open up other locations. Would love to get something in Los Angeles. Would love to get something in New York. But, you know, whatever happens, let's just see where this road takes me. If somebody gives me a $200 million deal to buy, hey, I'm all in, see how the franchising, the guy that owns Great American Cookie, his name is Michael. He was my mentor for a while. He sold his cookie company for 100 million like 15 years ago. So if he got 100 million 15 years ago.
So if someone's going to give you 200 million, you're going to sell and you will be out, which I don't blame you. I would be packing my bags. That's just me.
Yeah. I want to do a jewelry line. So I have other things that I want to do in life. This isn't the end of my success is cookies.
What else would you be doing if not this?
Like I said, I want to do some jewelry. I want to do a jewelry line. I want to do some bracelets, maybe some earrings. I would love to do that. That's always been that's been a dream of mine, to design jewelry.
You should just do a hot cookie, a hot jewelry.
Yes.
It should be like a whole
heart.
Seriously, do you have any other desires to do like reality TV? I mean, I know you kind of just fell into this.
I wouldn't mind doing it. I would love to have my own show. I've already thought of some things that I could throw together to produce my own show. But I would love to just be on television. I would love to tell my story. I would love for some ladies to grow from me, to learn from me. I would love to inspire some people. So yeah, I'm all for it. Use me.
Right? Like use me. Use me. What was I gonna say? And like, what do you want people to take away from your moment on television? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want people to take away? I guess just don't believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything you see.
Don't judge a book by its cover. How about that? Start reading some pages. Don't just start judging me. You only seen 60 seconds of me and you're already judging. Don't be judgmental in life. Because I feel the people that are judgmental in life, whatever they're judging, they're going to be in that situation and they're going to have to figure the shit out. So let you know ahead of time. Don't be judgmental.
Those are my two things. Someone said, like, what do you hate? On my top 3, one of them is judgmental people. It's like, you do you, I'll do me. No one has the right to judge anyone else. Like, I'm living my best life over here. If you don't like it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and they're narrow-minded people. That's all it is. They haven't experienced a lot of things in life. So they're just narrow-minded. They're shallow. And it's, hey, somebody's got to do it. So you guys go over there and do it.
Have you spoken to a lot of people like me, that have wanted to interview you, that have like judged you, or?
I've had a few. I had one interview that I did, and I told them don't even air it because I didn't. After I listened and I heard some things, it was like I don't like how he was dealing with me. So I told, it was a radio station. I said, don't even air that. Don't. They're like, are you sure? I'm sure. Don't air it. I already look horrible out here. I don't need to look any worse.
Because so much press is just, they're out for like sensationalism. I always feel like it's so short-sighted. It's like, I'd rather get to know someone and have like, like a longer term, like, remember me, like, I remember you. Like, I just feel, but yes. So many of these people just want a headline for 3 seconds.
For 3 seconds. And that's what they're saying, that it's clout, that I want to clout. No, this isn't clout. Like Drake said, this is fame. This is not clout. Totally. I'm not in it for a second. I'm in it for the long run, if that's the case. I just did what a woman is, that's been through a lot in life. I just did what women should do, is stick together and just, hey, this is what happened. Not tell secrets, keep secrets, should I say, tell lies. Just speak up and do it in a classy way.
I think so. So is there anything else in closing that you want us to know about you?
No, just take time out to learn a person, and just like I said, and like you said, just don't be judgmental. Just be open-minded and understand where a person's coming from. And if you don't understand, try to understand. Be happy, do you. Don't be mad at others, and be positive and just be who you are and let me be who the hell I am.
That makes sense. I think that's good. I mean, I have to tell you, when I'm in Atlanta next, the next time we're allowed to like roam free.
Right.
Are you in your shop during the day? Like, do people?
Yeah, I live close by, so I'm pretty much in there pretty often. It's the times when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the children for the day, but I'm pretty much in there a ton.
Did you find, like, right after the episode aired, like, not only did business pick up, like, were people coming in and being like, oh my God, I want a picture with you, and like
all of that, to where I went from all these days not wearing makeup to where, okay, let me put some makeup on. Let me not put on these sweatpants. Let me at least throw on some jeans.
See, so I mean, that's the good part about it. Like, it's to help the business.
It really did help the business. And then, I had a segment on Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams had said something about me and Tanya in Kenya. So that was a beautiful situation too. So it was like, I love the exposure because it's bringing light to the shop, and I'm selling more cookies so I can buy my boys Yeezys.
Seriously, isn't that what counts? I mean, like, it is about business people. And your boys like, so your whole family's home with you now, right?
Well, not now. My 2 younger boys are here. My daughter's in California. My son's with his dad in Vegas. My mom's here in Atlanta, and my sister's here in Atlanta. So they see a lot. We'll go like to the mall, and then people will be like, "Oh my God, that's the cookie lady." My mother's like, "This is so funny." She's over there cracking up. People are taking pictures. She looks at me like my baby's famous over running her mouth.
I was just going to say, like, even going around Atlanta, like, you must get stopped all the time now.
And it's a good thing. I've had some people look at me upside my head like, I'm like, it's okay, honey. You can hate me. You're allowed to hate me, but you just don't know me. That's why you hate me.
But the ones that want a picture and that are happy to see you, like, you're probably like, this is nice.
This is so cute. I think it's adorable. It's so cute. My boys are like, Mom, you're so famous now. You're so famous. I'm like, boy, you guys are so cute. I'm like, you guys are famous too.
Well, a lot of people that are on these shows do not like stopping for pictures. So I'm sure the people that want a picture with you are thrilled that you are nice and pleasant.
Yeah, I'm a nice girl. I don't have time to hurt people's feelings. Well, not even really. I don't have time. I'm just not that type of person. I'm not. Even when the minstrel comes around, I'm mean to a certain few, and that's the people that are around me because they get on my damn nerves. But I'm not mean to people.
What do you think will happen? Just if you're out in Atlanta doing your thing, what is going to happen the next time you run into Tanya? I mean, you might.
I might. I've noticed that, I have children, so I know different moods when it comes to people. So she doesn't have any children. So I've noticed that, I mean, I don't want to down her or anything, but how she reacted to me walking into the restaurant and just her reaction, it just made me feel like, wow, I wouldn't have handled it that way. Like, I would have been a little bit more open-minded and grateful. So I'm thinking the next time we see one another, she's going to still have a nasty, shitty attitude. And it might just be a nasty, shitty, fake attitude to where I'm going to let her know, honey, it's okay. You don't have to be like this. If you don't like me, you don't like me. But don't just dislike me because I was the messenger that brought you a message that you didn't want to hear. I mean, this is life. I'm just going to just straight out talk to her and let her know, honey, you're going to have to like me, and you're going to appreciate me. And one of these days you're going to be forgiving. You're going to be thanking me, and you're going to be very forgiving for how you treated me and how all of your fans treated me. I really do believe that. I think that one day she's going to be like, wow, this lady wasn't lying. She wasn't a fraud. She was honest. But right now, when that time comes,
right, you think like something will happen and she'll be like, oh, wow.
Right.
I was told this 6 months earlier, a year earlier. I just didn't listen. And thank you.
Yep.
And if she walked in, you really believe that.
And if she walks in and if she's to say, I apologize, I would say, hey, I'm glad that you're growing as a human, because this is what life is about, is growing. And right now she's just at a growth, but she's not growing with this. Like she said, if anybody was to cheat, would you want to know? And she said, I would not want to know. I don't want to know if my man was cheating. Why wouldn't you want to know? I want to know. And guess what? I want to know who you are, and let me understand who you are. This is what you want? Because I go about life like this. Look, we might use coconut oil to moisturize our body all our lives. One day you might wake up and want to use lotion. We're humans. Things change. And when you're with somebody, you should grow with them. And if I'm with someone and I let him know, look, babe, I might want to do a little things, but I'm going to let you know, and we're going to grow to where it's not like, oh, I'm just so loyal. You. And then next thing you know, I have a whole nother family over here. No, we're going to be honest. We're going to grow together. We're going to accept each other's wishes and wants and desires because we made a vow to love each other and accept each other. That's it.
That makes sense. Are you single now, or are you dating?
I'm dating. I'm single, but yet dating. So that's fun. This is the first time I've ever been I've been single. I've never been single since I was 16. So I've always been in a relationship. So this is beautiful for me.
It's not bad, right?
It's not bad. It's not at all.
There are positives to being single, right? I mean,
It is.
maybe not during the quarantine, but in general.
Right. In general, it's cool. And it helps you as a person too. So when you do find that person, you know exactly what you want and how you want it.
Totally. And you got to be kind of in love with yourself before you.
You have to. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to love anyone else.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, if you're ever in New York City, you need to tell me. We'll have a drink. You can bring the kids. We can go and do something with the kids too. We don't have to have a drink. We can go to Serendipity for frozen hot chocolate, which is amazing.
It is amazing. I used to have that over in Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Serendipity in Vegas. Yeah. So
and when I come to Atlanta, like I'll tell you ahead of time, we'll meet at the shop because I really want to try these cookies.
Let's do it. I have a whole array of different things. I'll do some milkshake for you. I'll do nice little samplers for you so you could try a little bit of everything.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
And now this is what I have to do because this is what my life has come to.
Mm-hmm.
This is what our life has come to in quarantine. So, because first I need to take a picture of you.
Should I keep the headphones
on? Yeah, you look okay like this. You look very made up, first of all. You don't look like...
quarantine-ish.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me shut this flash off. Hold on. You don't look like you're quarantining, basically. You look very refreshed is what wait, why is the damn flash on? Sorry.
I look refreshed because I'm getting plenty of rest. I'm drinking water. I'm taking my CMOS. I'm taking care of myself.
You look, here, let me do this. You look very, and then you're going to be shocked at what I'm going to do next. That's good. And this is my last thing I need to do because now I need to take a picture with you. Do you see how desperate times call for desperate measures? I've done this all week. It just is what it is. Look at that. As crazy as that sounds.
You and I too.
Meet in person. Oh my God, let me do it. Let me get in. Can you see me?
I can. Got it. Love it.
I'll send you these and you'll send me those.
Got it.
And I will email you. You seem very good at getting back via email. I'll email you. I'll save you in my phone. And I really am going to come to Atlanta when all of this is over. I travel often for my job. So hopefully I'll be there sooner than later.
Yeah, come on.
I will. I need these cookies. Now, where can everybody find you online?
So www.ahottcookie, HAUTE. Then Instagram and all that good stuff is ahottcookie. I believe my Facebook is ahottcookie LLC. I hate that, but it's up there. But yeah, I have a few little TV shows that I've done, some little cooking stuff on Aspire. You guys can check out a cooking show. I've been live on my Instagram and making food. I did peach cobbler the other night. I made peach cobbler on my live. So I want to start doing live since we're in quarantine and baking and just doing some things that I do for the family. So you can check my lives out as well.
I'll be watching you on the lives. That's all going to be on at A Hot Cookie, right?
A Hot Cookie, yes.
Okay. So everyone will go there. We'll watch your lives. We'll do food porn and we'll look at all of the cookies.
Yes.
And we'll salivate.
Yes.
And we will keep in touch. I really appreciate you taking your time out. I know even though you're in quarantine, you have a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do appreciate it, for real.
And I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Keep in touch.
I will. Mwah, mwah. Take care of yourself. Stay positive.
You too. Love you much.
Love you as well. Bye.